What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. You already know who it is. It is your girl Christina, tu vecina favorita que maquilla, and I am back with another VBX Familia Speaks video where you guys choose the topic for my video. So today's topic is a very interesting one, and this is what was requested. It is something I've thought about before, but I don't know, I just never thought to make a video about it. But so my thoughts on this are the following. I think when it comes to like the age gap, between a couple and, determining whether the age gap is too big, I really think it depends on your age and that person's age. I think that the younger you are, the smaller that age gap should be. But as you get older, that age gap can get bigger. And it's okay if it's bigger. I've seen couples where, it's been as much of a 15, 20-year gap, and, they seem to be fine. But even in those situations, I think there are certain things you need to consider. So when you're younger, let's say like in your teens to maybe early 20s, I do think that the age gap should be smaller and that you should be around the same age, just because you need to take into consideration what your life goals are at that point, like what it is that you have going on in your life, what you're trying to do. And I think when you're in your teens and early adult years, you're still like kind of coming into your own, deciding what you want to do with your life, still growing into who you are as a person. And if you're someone that's kind of still discovering yourself, and say you date someone older that may already be ready to settle down and say maybe even get married, like that's going to be an issue. Because I think, most teenagers and young adults, you're still partying, you may still be in college. Like, I think your life goals are more short term around that age. I mean, granted, you are in college and, you're doing things that will help you out in the long run. But for the most part, I think our goals at that point of our lives are more, like I said, short term. So for that reason, I think it's better to find someone, that's in that similar area of their life. And I mean, maybe you guys could even help each other grow, but I think, like I said, during that stage of life, it's better to just find someone around your own age. Now, as you get older, say late 20s, going into your 30s, or maybe you're already in your early 30s, I think that is when it's okay if you do date someone older, say 5, 10, maybe even 15 years older. But again, I think it would depend on what you are expecting out of that relationship. Because, I mean, not all, people in their late 20s or even early 30s are ready to settle down. I mean, I know a few of my peers, a few of the people that I went to school with. I'm 31 now. But there's still quite a few people that I went to school with. They are nowhere near ready to get married. I mean, they're still kind of just dating around, and some of them still maybe living with their parents. So it really depends, like, what stage of your life you're in. Now, if you're in that age group and you are ready to settle down and get married, then I think it's okay to date someone older that may be looking for the same. But I will say, when dating someone older, there are certain things you need to consider. For example, it's very likely that they already have kids and they might be slightly older. So, you need to consider, are you okay with dating someone that, has kids, or, there's always that baby mama or baby daddy drama that might be there. So are you, ready to deal with that? Or even just, are you ready to be a step parent yourself? Because that is a big factor, when dating someone with kids. It's like, you're not only dating them, but, their kid is part of that package. So that is something that, you really need to consider, especially if, you're planning on like having a serious relationship, or possibly even, moving in or marrying that person. Now, the other thing that I think sometimes people don't always think about when they're in these relationships where it is a really big gap, say you're 25 and you get with somebody that's 45, you know, you're still very young, you're still in your prime. 45 isn't super old. It's, you know, it's getting up there, but it's not super old. So for the time being, the age gap is okay. Like, you can deal with it. You know, the 45-year-old probably is still energetic and, you know, probably will want to go along with you and do certain things and, you know, have fun with you. Cool. But once you're 45 and they're 65, then things get a little different, because now they're a senior citizen, but you're still, you know, in your midlife age range, and things, you know, like I said, they're different now. You're basically having to take care of an elderly person, you know? So the dynamic between you guys and, you know, in your relationship, it really changes, and it can take a toll on your relationship. So that's why I feel like if you are someone that's really younger and you're considering getting into a relationship with somebody that is considerably older, while it may be fine for now, you do need to think ahead to, you know, how's this going to be when I'm 45 and they're 65, or when I'm 50 and they're 70, you know, because the older you get, you know, those years, they start to really add up, and, you know, there come all the health ailments and the body aches and the this and the that and the medications, and you might not necessarily be wanting to deal with that while you're still in your 40s or even early 50s. So, you know, that is something, you know, you need to consider. And I mean, and this is all, I mean, I'm speaking from like a younger person looking at someone older, but even if you're someone older considering being with someone younger, especially if you're an older man and you're considering getting with a younger woman. Well, actually, this goes for older women too, because you have to also consider, you know, what is this younger person's motive? Because, you know, let's keep it real. There are some young ladies out here that are just looking for a sugar daddy. You know, they're looking for someone older to help sponsor them, you know, basically help pay for their stuff and things like that. And there are young men that do the same. You know, they look for their cougars, but they're looking for someone to, you know, kind of dish them out a little money here and there, help them pay for stuff, things like that. Because, you know, most young people aren't necessarily looking for someone much older than them. And if they do, not always, but in my opinion, I think a lot of the times there's like another motive behind that. So, you know, there's definitely many things that need to be taken into consideration when dating someone that is considerably older than you. But you know what? But at the end of the day, I mean, for a lot of people, age really isn't more than, it's just a number, you know? And I think regardless of the age, as long as you are in similar stages of your life and you're working towards similar goals, then the age shouldn't really matter. At the end of the day, I think that's what it really comes down to. Because, you know, I mean, I'm 31, and I can tell you right now, a lot of the young 30-something-year-old guys that I know, no, they ain't ready to settle down. They're just not. So, you know, it might be better to look someone that's maybe later 30s or 40s, you know, since it seems like the age that people are ready to settle down, it just seems to get older and older because people want to play games, you know, but I digress. But anyway, that was it for this video, guys. Let me know your opinion on this topic. What do you guys feel is an appropriate age gap for a couple? Do you feel that it doesn't matter? Do you feel that it's a specific number, that if it gets past this number, then it's too much? Let me know in the comments down below, and please keep the video suggestions coming. I really enjoyed doing this. So yeah, if you want to email me anything, you can send it, like I said, to the email in the description box, or you can DM me on Instagram as well, either way. All right, guys, hit the like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.